Rob again. It's time for another member talk, and we've got a brand new person coming to you. His name is Gerald Smiley, and he's from a company called Chip In. Gerald was kind enough to be on our district tour, and he went around about 8 different nights and talked to us around the state of Washington about what Chip In is. But it's such a unique and cool idea and cool concept that we're going to have him come on to Member Talks and tell us all about it. So Gerald, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Good. It's great to have you on here again. We've, like I just said, we've done this now 8 times, but it's always fun to hear and see what's going on there.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Yeah, I love your group. I love what you guys do. I love the patients, and I love the families that you serve and all of the things that you guys do in the community to help those in the time of need. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Gerald, let's dive right in, because this is still, I'm still really excited about it. It's such a great concept. Before we get into it though, give us a little bit of a history, a little bit of a background. I know we've got some pictures showing up behind you there of jerseys and stuff with your name on it. Give us a little bit of history of who Gerald Smiley is.
Love it. Yeah, so I'm from Seattle, Washington, and by the grace of God, I had a little bit of talent that I had to figure out how to multiply that. And had great coaches throughout my life, and had an opportunity to go play professional baseball, the Texas Rangers, right out of high school. Got hurt, you become a bad investment, and you got to go. And then you got to figure out your next chapter in life. So
yeah.
Went to coach college, did some high school, scouted for some Major League Baseball teams, and then fast forward to where we are here today. I just took a lot of things throughout life that I've learned, and helped other teams and other community groups raise money, hospitals raise money, and community helped me become who I am today. The people in the communities helped my mother, single mom, and that's kind of how we got here today. But that's I know you're a Seattle Mariners fan. That's perfectly okay. I am too. Just don't hold that against me.
Yeah, no. That's great. So I got a call one day, and it was actually from Jessica, our current president of our association. She said, "You got to hear this guy talk. You got to meet this guy, Smiley." She kept calling you Smiley. So I don't know if it was the last name or just every time I see you, you're always smiling, but it sticks either way.
Amen.
She says, you got to hear him. He has a program. He's got a new company that's out that is really very, very unique, and really something that we could get behind and really promote. And it's something that could help our members, our funeral homes. And he calls it Chip In. And so I thought, yeah, okay, I'll humor you. I'll take a look, see what it is. Man, I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker right from the start. It's such a cool thing. Yeah. What is Chip In? Tell us all what Chip In is and how it works.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So Chip In is the most rewarding way to fund your community. It really, truly is. And it raises funding and capital for your community. And everything that we do on our platform, that money goes back into the community. And, when I spoke with Cassandra and I spoke with Jessica, I said, hey, look, this is a really good vertical that we can help your industry, because my mother passed away 2017 yesterday on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
And then my father passed away, and that was really the first time sitting in a room connected to what's really going on, what are the next steps, what has to be done, what the costs are, the stress levels that are rising. And working with Cassandra was really a de-stressor, to be honest with you. Like, she really helped us. It was seamless. And one day I woke up and I was like, and I went and visited my mom at the cemetery, and I said, wow, what about all the people who don't have life insurance? What about the families who don't have enough income? Where do they go? And they all go to GoFundMe, or they all go to something else in a cry for help when something happens instantaneously. And I looked at all the fees that these other companies take from people, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of companies making millions off the backs of people who need help in a distressed time in life.
Yeah.
That's not what Chip In is. Chip In is not designed to hold people down, keep them back, not reach their end goal. And Chip In's not designed to whoever donates, how much money can we keep, and hopefully the family can still figure this out. So I picked up the phone, I called Cassandra, let her know what we had going. She introduced us to Jessica. Jessica led us to you. And we're just thankful because we want to give an opportunity for families in a time of need to not have to worry about raising money and then a company taking a huge percent of it and they're still left trying to figure out how to come up with the rest, right?
Yeah.
We all should send our loved ones home the way we really want to and the way our loved ones would want us to send them home. That's the beautiful part of that final phase before we send them off. And if we can increase your collection rate of the funds, and our system validates who the beneficiary of the money is, and our system doesn't allow the money to go in a family member's pocket, right?
Yeah.
Each funeral home or cemetery is the beneficiary of the funds. So whatever's raised, it goes straight to them to help that family pay that invoice. So when we looked at this space, we said, hey, it makes sense in more than one way. And we're just blessed and honored to be able to have this opportunity with you guys, because I've been through that pain point, and using technology to solve those pain points in the world. I think that's the whole goal.
Yeah. So let's talk some scenarios here. As funeral directors, we've been there. We've seen it. Families come in. They either have an idea of what they want, or they don't have an idea of what they want, and they start getting shocked, shell shocked. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's costly to have a funeral. That's just the way it is. Everything costs money, and funerals are no different. They pick out the services they want to. They pick out the merchandise that they want to, whether that be a casket or an urn or something. And then at the very end, here's the bill. And the funeral director says, okay, how do we want to take care of that? And that gasp of, oh my gosh, we haven't put that thought to it. We don't have life insurance. We don't have the funds to do it. We can't put it on our credit card. And somebody says, I know, I'll start a GoFundMe page. Well, there's a lot of issues with that. And I'm not trying to display or disparage GoFundMe. I think it's a great program, but there can be some issues that are there. One, do we know who's setting up that page? It could be anybody off the street that knows that this person died, and now there's a GoFundMe, and will that money ever get to a family? We don't know. Two, yeah. A lot of potential fraud that could come up. Another situation I've seen is, Uncle Eddie, for lack of better terms, I'll start a GoFundMe page, and Uncle Eddie raises a bunch of money and then takes off, and you never see him anymore.
Yeah, and no disrespect to anybody named Eddie who's an uncle.
No, exactly, yeah. But there's so many things. How is chip-in different than that? I mean, how do we? Well, I know the answer, but I want you to tell me, because I want you to tell all of us. How is chip-in different than that can assure that funds that are raised get to the spot that they need to get to support the families that are there to be supported?
Amen, amen. And if there is somebody in someone's family and there's turmoil, there's lack of trust, things have happened in the past, they don't believe Uncle Eddie's going to do what he said he's going to do with the money, because it goes in his bank account. And hopefully he puts the bill and turns that over and does the right thing out of the kindness of his heart and just what is right. Whether you live in the same city or same state as the family or not, we add value to eliminate the what if this person disappears with the money, because the money does not go in Uncle Eddie's bank account. The money is a direct ACH payment directly to you, or whoever the funeral home or whoever services are being rendered. The money goes directly to them. It can be organized by a family member, but it does not go in a personal bank account. We validate also to the contributors that the money was deposited to you, and we let them know everything that was raised, whether it was the full amount or not. We let the contributors know after they've done their job of chipping in that the money has been delivered. We're full transparent with our platform.
Yeah.
As we continue to grow our features that we're bringing, each community in any state, whether it's city, county, statewide, nationally, globally, every community is going to have full transparency of where the money's coming in and where it goes out. So we can help people in the community. Chip In is really truly designed for the community to bring in the money, and we put the money back into the community. You don't see another fundraising platform that says, hey, let us help you and let us prove it. Let us show you our books. Let us show you where our money's going, and let us show you where it went out. You don't see other companies who do that. And you see a lot of taxes being raised and initiatives thrown at community members, and no one knows where the money's going.
Right. Yeah.
That's a pain point, whether we're in any industry, but that's a big pain point in your guys' industry, as in, hey, was this really paid for? And one of my scenarios that validated, Rob, what we're doing is, I had a friend, he passed away about a year ago, and he was supposed to be buried. And they used the GoFundMe, they did everything, told the family and friends one thing, and then come to find out, he was cremated. But the rest of the world, if you didn't live here, you wouldn't know that because you didn't attend the service, right?
Yeah, right.
And the story that was told was something totally different. So there was two sides of the family wanting to do their own things. So since he was cremated, one family had a service and another family had another service, and to honor my friend. And I just said, wow, this validates exactly what I'm trying to prove to the rest of the world, as you can be told anything over this computer and not physically be there, and you could be sold on it, and you're going to click here, you're going to donate now, and you have no idea where your money really goes. So our system pays purchase orders and invoices in the community as well, to show the community the money that came in went out to where we said it was going to go.
Yeah. So let's use that scenario that we just talked about with the family. The family walks in, they say, gosh, I don't have the funds to do what we want to do. We're going to have to come out with some sort of way to raise funds quickly. A funeral home could have an agreement with you, with Chip In, or I don't know how that works as of yet, and you can go into that if we need to get that far, but they have some sort of arrangement where they say, let us help you. Let us help you. We'll put on to the Chip In site. We'll add your family to our Chip In site. And when you go on to that site, there is the funeral home colors. There's the funeral home's logo. There's the funeral home's link that say, this is a family that we are serving that needs help. You can choose to chip in if you want, and that's open to anybody that wants to. And it could be as low as $5 or whatever you set it the minimum of. But all that money then goes to you, and to show, or to, I don't want to say to prove, because that sounds like we're trying to prove something, but to validate, as you said, that this is a true and honest thing, besides the fact that here's all the funeral home's information. Here's the funeral home's invoice that says, this is what this service that they've selected costs, and those monies will go towards this invoice. It's not, we need to raise $30,000 for a $5,000 funeral. It's, we need to raise $5,000 for a $5,000 funeral. Help us out. Here's how we do it.
Correct.
I got that down?
You're 100% right.
Awesome.
And the power that we give is all of your funeral homes and cemeteries, they have their own branded pages, just like you said. They have all of that matches their colors, their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram handle, the same @handle on our platform, and they tell their story anywhere, and they click here. When the families share it on Facebook or Twitter or their email or text, when people click on it, all the family members see that the money's going towards the funeral home. One of the very unique strategies that we've done is we've incorporated a B2C model, business to consumer. So I was upsold when my parents passed away to say, hey, would you like to buy this space next to your mom so no one else can get it? And I thought that was brilliant because I didn't really think about that, right? Your mind's not focused on that. your mind is focused on all these other things. And I wanted to secure that. So I said, okay, cool. So our system rewards people who give, and we incentivize people who give. So on our system, even if you have local businesses in the community that are partners or sponsors, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a retail store or whatever, people in the community, not just family members who chip in and help another community member, they get rewarded to go eat or shop at their favorite places that they like to eat, or whoever partners or sponsorships that that funeral home has. The funeral home can send offers and say, hey, you know, you can buy this space next to your family at this cost if you chipped in. We allow businesses to tell their own narrative and incentivize and reward people who actually do give.
Yeah.
Another unique thing that we have, Rob, is our QR codes. So instead of just sharing on Facebook or email or whatever, the families and yourselves can print this QR code and slap that in the obituary, whether it's online or even in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And whoever's reading that newspaper or reading their obituary online, all they have to do is put their camera up to the QR code, and they can help send that loved one home the way they choose to, by people in the community just helping support. This whole narrative comes from me as a child, and watching the amount of people in the community help me be the man, father, and husband that I am today, because my mom was a single mom for a really long time, doing everything she could. And I said, how do I repay the world for helping me be who I am?
Yeah.
And hooked up with a company called Doxa out of Redmond. They're former high-level Microsoft architects that helped Microsoft be who Microsoft is today. And they said, hey, we love this idea. They're a startup studio for big software ideas for startups. And their job is to extract things out of people's brain and turn it into an end-to-end company, but it has to solve problems. It has to serve a community purpose. And it has to be social. And they said, wow, this has never been done before. We love it. So long story short, just being able to incentivize people in the community that are outside of the family members. How do we get more people involved to help this family? Because we're all a part of the community. Even if I don't know someone in the community who passed away, we shared the same common space as community members, even if we didn't know each other.
Yeah. Well, and that's so important, especially today with everything that's happening in our communities today. I mean, just having some sort of way to share, to help, to support, to provide some peace and comfort. It's tremendous. It's huge. It's a big thing right now, and we need it. So this is a great product. So I'm going to play a little bit of old funeral director on you, because I know some of us are going to be sitting back here going, yeah, it sounds good. Sounds like an idea. Might work. What's it going to cost me? So that's the question. What does it cost?
It don't cost anything, man. Just
hold on now. Wait, what? Say that again.
It don't cost anything. Help us help you, help your families. We're funded in different areas, and we have different revenue models that help support and keep the lights on. But taking from the family's bottom dollar, that's not our goal. That was my pain point. Rewind 2017, I used the GoFundMe for a high school baseball program. They were going to shut the program down, and my alma mater, and I was like, we can't do that. Myself and two others actually played professional baseball. Some kids went on to college, and I'm like, but we get overshadowed by the NBA players that come through our school and NFL guys that have came through our school, or college guys. Yeah. So the baseball always gets overshadowed. Fast forward, we use GoFundMe. We raised $18,000 in a week, $42,000 in a month. Another $9,000 came in the back end, and they took a lot of our money.
Yeah, it's like what, 10% or something, isn't it?
Killing us, and we didn't get the full 42,000. And long story short, there was a lot of loopholes that also didn't keep people coming back and continuing to give. There's nothing that incentivized them. The community was amazing. They rallied around us, whether they were local, outside of our state, outside of this country. People still helped. So long story short, there was a lot of loopholes that didn't even validate. I did what I said I was going to do with the money, but my community of people knows me, and they trust me that what we did with the money we did, and it was for a good cause. So I wrapped all of these pain points together and said, hey, you know what? We're just going to go start our own company, and we're not going to try to get rich off the people who need help. Let's just help them, and we can make money in other avenues as a company. But taking from your bottom dollar and stealing from you in a time of need, that's not what we're going to do.
So to reiterate it for me, uh,
Premium.
I'm a funeral director. I have a family that wants to use this service. I say, let me help you set it up. It'll take us all of 15 minutes at the max. We'll put it on here. You can start sharing it immediately, get it out there, and see what happens. We're going to put, we need $5,000 because our bill is $5,000. When that bill gets paid, it's paid at $5,000. It's not $5,000 minus shipping and handling, minus administration, minus this, that, and the other thing. This is what it is.
Amen.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Amen.
So what happens if the bill gets that's a question. What happens if the bill gets paid? $5,000 is what we needed, and we happen to raise $10,000. Then what happens?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our system actually closes it once it's reached its goal.
Okay.
Closes it once it reaches its goal. If the administrator says, hey, can we extend it a little further? The family needs more help. Our system allows you to extend it. But our pots close when the goal is reached, where we won't be able to let little Tony in the community lost his bike, say, hey, $1,000, and then 70,000 was raised, and everyone's like, wait, where's the other 69,000 at, right?
Yeah.
There's software products out there on the market for that. Chip-in is not designed that way. Chip-in is designed to help for the cause and what the need is. And we validate EINs, real businesses, and real nonprofit organizations. Money does not go in the pocket of people. Money goes into the accounts of businesses and nonprofits.
Awesome. It's so cool. It really is. This is a great way to support your families, to help your families. And it's a great way to extend relief to your families. We don't want to overcharge, and that's not our goal as funeral directors. We have to, we're a business and we have to pay for things and get paid for things. But this is a great way to help somebody that really wants to have that proper send-off that's proper for them and can't afford it. This is a wonderful way to do it.
100%. And we took fundraising to the digital space, and all of the pain points, I won't touch on all of them, but all the pain points of fundraising, we've checked the box and we're taking it to a digital space. And people are going to be able to connect with other people. Businesses will connect with other businesses, and people will be able to connect to other businesses and ask people for help without embarrassing them, and putting it on your Facebook to let you know, I'm in financial distress. There's other ways we're going to let people help you and find you, other than just only have to put it on your Facebook to let people know that. So there's 40 million people that live in poverty in the US, and they would love also a system that doesn't embarrass them.
Sure. Yeah.
To get help.
That's the last place you need to be embarrassed, is when you're asking for help, especially when you're asking for help trying to, as you say, send home your loved one. That's so many times people choose the very basic because of the fact that they're embarrassed to ask for the help. So this is a great way to do it. I'm excited for it. Here's a question that came up during our district meetings was, how does this work if somebody, is it tax deductible, I guess is the best way to put it. Is it tax deductible? If I want to chip into somebody's pot, I want to provide some funds, help out, is that a tax deduction that I can take?
So at the moment, it's not, but we're forming our foundation. And if the funeral homes utilized our system in that aspect through our foundation, then it would be. And then the funeral home would send us a request, like a grant request, and then that's when we still release the full amount regardless. And then so we're looking at ways, how do we help every single person in the community still get a tax write-off while helping the end goal?
Yeah. So it's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. Well, this has been so much fun. I can't wait. I guess can we share the news about what we're doing with it?
Oh,
Is it too
yeah,
early for that or
I would love to, man. That's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
we can't show you yet because it's not done, but just to let you know, this has been such a great experience that we wanted to try it out as an association and raise funds to help our scholarship fund. We have a scholarship that aspiring mortuary students can apply for and receive monies to either get them into mortuary school or help them through the times of mortuary school. And we can talk more about that. I would say go to our website and look at the Bill Martin Scholarship. But we are going to use chip in as a way to help support some of that and a way to fund some of that. So if you want to go on once we get this up and going, which should be in the next few days, I suspect, you can actually go in and place as minimum of a $5 to whatever donation that you want, and all that money will go into that scholarship pot to help support and to get new mortuary students scholarships for going to mortuary school. So that's going to be awesome.
Should we share my screen and give them inside peek?
Oh, it's up to you. I don't know. Is it a test market thing, or is it able to be done?
Let's do it.
All right.
Go ahead and disable it, the host, and let me share.
Oh, there we go.
There it
So those
is.
of you listening on the podcast, you're going to have to now go to the WSFDA page or our YouTube page and watch this video, but check it out. We're still in the works, but there is the chip in page for the Bill Martin Scholarship. We've got a little information there about who Bill Martin is, how to apply for the scholarship is on there. We've got a nice cemetery picture there. It's kind of hard to pick a picture of for scholarships and funerals and all that, but yeah, when you click on it, it takes you right to the page on the WSFDA website where you're able to do that. So there's the website. How cool is that?
And then, and here's the feature I was talking about when people share it. Not just the social sites, but this QR code is powerful to put that in a newspaper article with the obituary.
Yeah.
You can shrink it. You can put it on the website. Whoever's watching it, they just pop their camera right open to it, and it'll pull up the same page that you just saw there, and people can chip in. Here's where we talk about who the beneficiary is. I'll move this over here. Every single one of our pots, we call them pots instead of a fundraiser or a campaign. These are pots of money. And the community pots, everyone's going to know who the beneficiary is. And when they click on that, it'll take us to who the beneficiary is and what their user profile is. Everything that we've done is similar to Twitter. And people can click on your website to learn more about you and who the beneficiary of the money was, which is you guys. It'll show any partners or sponsors that you have. It'll show the people who've chipped in and contributed, and then it'll also show how many pots and how many family members each cemetery has helped.
Yeah.
And then this will also keep a running total of how much money has been raised for families in a time of need. I'll walk you through one that we did with Forest Lawn, which we loved. We helped this family member. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Help this family member, sent him home peacefully. They ended up raising $2,200. They raised the majority of it on the back end instead of just giving it to the online portal. Mm-hmm. But as you see here, Forest Lawn's the beneficiary of the money. Right. Click on the beneficiary, who that is. It's branded to their Twitter, their websites, look and feel. And then it shows, they were the beneficiary of the money that was raised. It doesn't go in the family's pockets. And that was one of the things that I really wanted to capture was, how do we help these funeral homes with their collection rate? How do we make sure that they don't get stiffed with a bill by doing what they said they were going to do to support a family member or someone in the community's loved one? You guys are doing your part. How do we eliminate delay in being paid or not being paid. How do we help that pain point for you guys? So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Um, and
I
so
like it.
at the end of the day, anybody who wants to get a hold of us, get in touch with us, they can reach out to us. The website is chip.in.co. I can be reached via email also, gsmiley, smiley, at chip-in.co. Or they can call me at 206-890-8219. I'm always available. And we just love to lock arms with other people who care. And Rob, that's what I appreciate about you. I appreciate that about Jess, Cassandra, and the other directors that I had the chance to talk to and see and just listen to some of the things that they had to say. And I know you guys care, and I thank you guys for all that you do. I'm pretty sure you don't get a lot of or enough credit, I would say, because you guys are behind the scenes in a lot of things, right?
We are. Yeah. Yeah.
And thank you to all your staff members that are on the front line working with these families, because it takes a high level of patience to deal with families in a distressed time, families that are fighting, families that aren't fighting but stressed out because they don't know what to pick. They can't decide on certain things, and your guys' patience level and whatever teaching and education that you guys get, I say thank you, because my experience was one of the best experiences I've ever could have imagined in the worst time of my life.
Good. Yeah.
And didn't think it would be that way, but it really was.
Well, that's what we strive for. That's what we aim. That's our goal, is to have people say that, because we get one shot as funeral directors. We get one opportunity, and boy, if we mess that up, it can be a real issue. So we certainly do our best to listen and to do everything we can to support and serve families. And this is just another great tool that funeral homes can use that will be able to help and support those families. So thank you for coming on, number one, and telling us about it. But thanks for the idea. I mean, amazing idea. And by the way, I point out ours isn't up yet, so we haven't raised any money. It's still in the test phase. I saw that 1,800. I'm going, wait a second. But we'll get there. We'll get it up and get it going, and we're excited to help you promote it and go from there. So anybody that wants to reach out, chip-in.co. It's CO, not COM. That'll take you to a whole different website. So .co. Check it out. And Gerald, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a part of it, and thanks for all the time on the districts as well.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for the opportunity. And like I said, thank Jessica for me. Thank Cassandra and all the other directors who allowed me to present with the other presenters, and take up some of their time that I know they could have spent with their families, and share this wonderful platform with you guys. So thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Until next time, everybody, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.